So this is my little drop shuttle. I've built a couple of these in the past, but for whatever reason I keep wanting to revisit this this concept because it's just kind of cool. It's got a lot of ballast on the bottom. It's got a big steel bolt, so it's pretty heavy. So the idea here is that if this thing doesn't dive straight down for at least 100 feet, it won't fly. It'll just stall and go into a spin and fall down to earth. And the reason is because it's heavy enough as to where it needs a lot of airspeed in order to glide forward. So it's kind of like the space shuttle in the sense that it really sucks at flying, but if you get it going fast enough, it will fly. I'll be lifting it up with the Phantom 4 over there, just on a string, and I've got a little servo back here to disconnect the string when I'm ready to drop it. And it's got a little 200 milliwatt FPV transmitter right there, 5.8 gigahertz, and the receiver is also a gyro, but it really doesn't use much gyro because if you turn the gains up very much at all, it just gets terrible gyro shakes in the dive because it gets going so fast. So ideally, I'd like to dive like straight down and then slowly pull up, and right before the ground just flare and slowly, gently bring it down. That wasn't good. Definitely just hit that metal. Oh no. Oh, I thought that was the run cam because it's orange, but it's actually just an orange. Oh, here it is. Dang, that was loud. There's actually not as much damage as I thought for how loud that was. Is the camera still going? Yes, that's all that matters. The lens is even fine. Wow. Let's go see this thing land. I should probably grab the controller just in case. Oh, there it is. Back home safe. Right before I hit the switch to drop the little shuttle, I always put the Phantom into return to home mode. So as I'm flying the shuttle down, the Phantom is returning to home. Here's the bolt. I had this big metal bolt as ballast on the bottom of this thing, because if it's too light, if you don't have any weight on it, it's just like a little foamy glider and it just floats down. But if you put a lot of weight on it, it acts more like a scale space shuttle and just kind of drops like a rock, and then once you get enough speed you can slowly pull up and glide out of it. Without the bolt, it's no fun.
So those first two flights were the last two flights and probably the best two that this glider did. Here are some clips of previous flights that didn't quite go as well. On the very first few flights, I actually used the Alta 8 to drop the shuttle and then used the Phantom above that to film it.